Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. Hunter Sallis. I don't know. Maybe you had better info. You normally have better info than me as it is, but maybe you had better info than me on this specific decision because I had pretty much written Hunter Sallis off as gone. Like when he was popping up on those lists, like he still has to withdraw from the draft. I was like, why are we even listing him? He's going pro. Like, what are we even talking about here? But he's coming back to Wake Forest, and all of a sudden, you got Cam Hildreth coming back. You got Efton Reed coming back. You got Hunter Sallis coming back. You got some of these transfers coming in. Tyler Johnson, Javon Spillers, Omaha Baloo from Iowa State. Which, by the way, like if you're going to be a bounce back guy, going to Steve Forbes. Like, if you're a 5-star and you suck at your first stop,
Right.
like go find Steve Forbes.
Yeah.
He's the best at
Yes, yes.
rehabbing burnt out 5-stars. But all of a sudden, like looking at this team, I think Wake Forest, like, they might sneakily be in the conversation to push for top 25. I don't know if they're ready to push Duke and North Carolina at the top of the ACC, but I think they can kind of get in that mix in the top 4. I really like this group.
Yeah, you know what? Steve Forbes had a great day yesterday, and not just because Hunter Sallis came back, but I talked to him yesterday as well, and he was flying out. His wife, who we know has been through a lot, she went on her first commercial flight and is doing better. So that brings a smile to my face more than anything
Mhm.
else. But yeah, Hunter Sallis was like a 50-50 guy. I think he really was, and one of those guys where it could have went either way, but he's betting on himself. And I think obviously what happened at Gonzaga to start his career certainly affects him in this decision, right? He had an unbelievable season at Wake, did what people thought he was going to do coming out of high school when he was a top 10 recruit. Didn't work out in Spokane. He goes to Wake, has a great year. And they're talking about him probably going again 25 to 40, somewhere in that range. And that's a wide range. Like again, you go 25 to 30, you're in great shape. Even 30 to 40, you're probably getting a guarantee. He's probably not looking at a two-way, but you never know. You never know. So ultimately, he's betting on himself here and saying, like, you know what? I'm going to play my way into where there is no question I'm a first round pick after next season. I'm going to go. I'm going to get to the NCAA tournament. I'm going to have an even better year knowing this system, knowing Forbes better, having talent around me that fits kind of like they did last year. And again, playing my way into where I'm a lock first rounder. Like I give him a ton of credit for betting on himself here.
Yeah. I look, he's going to be an All-American, right? We put together our All-American teams, and I think I wrote down like 19 different players that I thought were going to be in the mix. And he was one of the hardest cuts for the first or second team. And look, there are going to be a lot of really, really good guards in college basketball next season. And Hunter Sallis is going to be as good as any of them. And when you put him on this team that has like, they have pieces. Like, that's the thing about it, Jeff, is they have pieces around him. And I know they lost Boopy Miller, and I know they lost Andrew Carr, and I know they lost some of these guys that Wake Forest fans were excited about. But when you can get Hunter Sallis back, like I think there's a non-0% chance that he can end up being the leading scorer in the ACC, first team All-American. And if you're a leading scorer in the ACC and a first team All-American on a team coached by Steve Forbes, like I'm betting on that group to be top 25, and I'm betting on him to have a monster season.
Yeah, like again, I think this is one of those guys that when you look at it and you're like, okay, preseason All Americans, just write them in somewhere, first, second, third team, wherever you want to throw them. Like Hunter Sallis is going to have a big time year because he had one last year, and now he's got a year in the program.
Yeah. I will also say this. I don't know. Did you see that video that went viral of Jeff Teague over the
No,
weekend, over Memorial Day
no.
weekend? Jeff Teague was asked on his podcast, I think it's called the 520 podcast, who like the top 10 players were in Wake Forest history, right? And the best
Yep.
part about this is I'll send you the video is he just kills Randolph Childress. They're like, is Randolph Childress top
Seriously?
10? And Jeff Teague's like, who's Randolph Childress? No, ain't no way Randolph Childress is better than me. And I
So we're going
think
to play
right
that for
now,
RC. We got to play that
well,
for RC
RC
and get
Randolph,
his
well,
reaction.
RC's seen it. RC's seen it. RC thinks it's funny. We've tried to get Randolph to respond. He's taking the high road on this one because he thinks it's funny. But I will say this: Hunter Sallis coming back to school. It moves RC down that Wake Forest best players ever list one more notch. Not only is he now the second best shooter with Justin Gray behind Justin Gray in Wake Forest history, he's now probably the third best shooter in Wake Forest history behind Hunter Sallis. So sorry, RC, man, you're just taking hits all over the place. Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.